is Boss Bomb Maude Garrett for Geek Bomb here, doing something a little bit different this time. I have done it before, but we haven't had, this kind of video for a while. I have been doing a lot of junkets. There was a time then where we had so many to upload that's all the channel was getting. Apologies for that, but they are a lot of fun at the same time. I've been doing a lot of travel, so you've had some travel vlogs there. I've done conventions as well. I'm exhausted just saying it all back. But I just wanted to do a little something where, you ask about me and I get to tell you. And it's a little thing that we like to call hashtag Bomb Maude. And that's what we're doing today. Some of the questions I've asked, I've seen on Twitter using that hashtag Bomb Maude, and also asking my babies over at Patreon who get priority treatment. So that's just the way it goes, they're my babies after all. So in this one, I'm just gonna spend a little bit of time answering your questions. Here goes. First one is from Nathan Swap. Hi Nathan, by the way, look. Wait. It's your dog! Yes, that's right. Your dog is on my set. You've asked, does driving on the left side of the road when returning home feel weird? Or have you never gotten used to driving on the right? Funny question, I do think about this. I started driving when I was 16, 17. And then I moved over to the States 10 years later. So I spent a decade driving on the left-hand side of the road, which is the right side of the road, not the wrong side of the road. And that's what I felt comfortable doing. Then moving to America, not only are you sitting on the different side of the car, but you're also on the different side of traffic, in the opposite lane. And that was real tough. For 2 weeks, I had to have someone sitting in the driver's seat being like, whoa, too close. Otherwise, I would just I didn't, but I could have sideswiped a lot of cars because my perspective and my depth perception, I guess, was different. It was completely flipped, and that was hard. And then reverse parking, you had to relearn those sorts of things. But now that it's been 5.5 years, that side of the car is what's normal for me now. I've completely grown accustomed to it. It's so weird. Randomly, in 6 to 12 month intervals, I'll just randomly go to get in the opposite side of the car, and I'm like, Maude, come on, you do this every day. Or I'll get the blinker side wrong, or I'll have a little bit of a freak out when turning into a road, and I'm like, whoops, I'm driving on the wrong side of the road just for a split second. But then driving back home, I actually don't feel comfortable driving in Australia anymore because I'm so accustomed. So I can only drive the routes that I very, very know well. Route, I don't even know what that anymore, but good question. Troy R. Can any bombers solve a scrambled Rubik's Cube? I haven't asked them. So, if you're watching this, bombers, let me know if you can. But I do know someone that can, and he's affiliated with Geek Bomb in a roundabout way. My old roommate, Josh, soon. One day, he and his Phoenix Paul DJ music producing duo partner, Aiden, were I think they saw someone solve a Rubik's Cube, and they're the kind of people that were like, I want to learn to do that. So they taught themselves how to do it until now that they can. And I'm like, has that ever come in handy? And they're like, nope. And that's life. You really, when you think about it, you learn all these skill sets and you apply yourself only for it to be never useful, and it kind of just laughs at you. They solved that by having a Rubik's Cube in their house positioned in a way where people go, I'll just try this. And they're like, yes, they took the bait and they're able to solve it. But yeah, that's a pretty interesting skill that I don't know if I ever want to learn. It looks tricky. Sebastian_X has a few questions here, so let's get through them. How is Zelda? Let's ask her. Zelda, come here. Come up here. Up you come. Up you come. You look so excited. Come here. Come here. Zelda is never that far away from me. And when I work in the office and film, she just lies under the desk there. There's pictures of it on her Instagram. Yes, there is. Hi, gorgeous. You are so sweet. How is Zelda? She looks pretty good, huh? Hi. Wait, Zelda, look at the camera. Hi. Okay, well that was lovely. I love you. I love you so much. She's developing a habit of definitely creeping up into the sheets and pillow space of my bed each night, where she'll lie lengthways and then lie her head on the pillow. I'm not gonna stop her. That's just the cutest thing I've ever seen. I laid boundaries down and she ignored them completely. I love her. Follow-up questions, any plans for future Twitch and streams? Look, I definitely wanted to do that. I really enjoyed playing Overwatch. I really enjoy playing video games. I think more and more I'm realizing that to have to get hair and makeup for videos and to be on is something that I don't enjoy doing. If I could never wear makeup, I would do it. And I'm also, when I play video games, a lot of the time, streaming is so much more than just, you know, playing the video game. You have to be entertaining and provide entertainment. And when I game, it's like when people go to the movies or if they watch television, they're just doing it to zen out, to chill. That's what I'm doing. Like I played 9 hours of Shadow of War yesterday, and like I'm talking, I had chip residue on my shirt because I was eating chips in bed, and I was just like in the game. I know one needs to see that. I know you think you might want to, but that's just no. So that's a reason why I haven't been doing that as much, and I haven't set up a new system, and it provides, I haven't set up a system, and a lot of the time you need equipment that's up to standard, and it's just a whole new thing. What is Geek Bomb now focusing on? More short videos and content on Facebook, Insta, and Twitter? No more website? What's the plan? I love that you guys are interested and actually want to know, and it really does help me verbalizing it as well to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Yes, you've noticed we are not doing written articles anymore. Smart business sense is, are you putting in what you're getting out? So the effort that goes into it, are you seeing that same sort of thing back? And a lot of the time no one was actually on our website looking at the articles, even though we were using social media to amplify. It just seemed like my contributors were doing such an amazing job and research and time and effort into making and writing these great articles that we couldn't really get eyes on. So for me, that's not great business. So we are trying a completely different thing, and that's only focusing on social media as the content platform for short video content. So it's like snackable little fun things that you can slide through and see in your feed and want to learn more about. We are focusing on all things playing, watching, reading. And it's like, hey, now that there's Shazam, let's know more about that. Like I said, the team are incredibly great, amazing at making all of this content. They pitch ideas every week and we select what's going to work best for the channel, then they execute them. Same thing though, it's really, really hard to get eyes on this content, and we are putting out some of the best content we've ever done. And like, if you do love it and when you're watching it on Facebook or Twitter, retweet, share it with your friends. It's all about getting eyes on that stuff because, yeah. Input needs to equal output. Steve Willis wants to know what my favorite wines are. Well, I am quite partial to a Pinot Noir. I used to like white wine earlier in life, but now I'm a red wine drinker, pretty much only, with meals or after dinner. Day drinking is a thing that I partake in, and that's more of like a sparkling Prosecco or a rosé. But if I was to order a red wine, definitely a bottle of Pinot Noir. I'm not against a Syrah or a Malbec. Listen to me. And I'm getting into the blends. I'm understanding that a little more and more. But I like light and dry. Nothing too sweet, nothing too full-bodied. Listen to me. That's like the most coherent sentence that I've said this entire video, and it's not about geek stuff at all, it's about wine. Nick Perry wanted to also ask about wine, so I'm guessing that this is something that I talk about enough. Have I tried ice wine? You've always wanted to try it, but you can't get your hands on any. I think you're trying to talk about the frozen rosé. Yeah, I've been about it. It's nice. I'm all about the frozen margarita instead of the regular margarita, so to throw some zé up. That didn't work. I tried it. I said, you can throw some zé. Yeah, no, sure. Just drink it, Maud. That's how you use your mouth to talk wine. Just drink it. Billy Pollahan says, what country has the best food? Oh, I like this conversation. Definitely Italy and France. France and Italy, the European countries. Why? Because they don't put a bunch of preservatives in their food to make it last longer. It's fresh and better for your body. A lot of foods in America really disagree with me. I am talking, it feels like someone's shanking me with a knife in my gut. It is not fun and it is awful. Or like someone pushes a button and all of a sudden I start exploding. Like the schnozberries taste like schnozberries girl from Willy Wonka, and I'm just like a giant blueberry all of a sudden. Life's hard when that is a day-to-day thing that you face. But I did notice in Paris, I was eating all the bread, all the croissants, all the pasta, yum, yum, yum. It featured in my blog and on my social media content because that's the majority of what I was doing, and I didn't actually feel as bad, not even a little bit, and it tasted spectacular. I had a croissant at Comic-Con just to curb that craving, and it was like eating a sponge. It was the worst thing ever. I was so disappointed. I just had to bail. I'm trying to think of a pun with that. Naissant. It was a naissant, and I was cross-aunt. I'm technically an aunt, so I can be a cross-aunt. Man, my brother having a kid, that's probably the best thing that's come out of it so far. That, and he looks like a giant sultana. And I've managed to convince everyone to call him R2, even though his name is Arthur, but I'll have to meet him soon, I guess. That hurts inside, that really hurts me. Efrain Pezantes has said, Efrain, you are so good with questions. Why can't I get this right? Have you seen the movie 8th grade and how does it compare to year 3? I'm guessing this is the same age range in Australia. I haven't seen 8th grade yet. I really, really want to. Apparently Bo Burnham absolutely nailed what it was like to be a 13-year-old girl. I don't know how that happened, but good on him. Maybe he did a lot of research. Maybe he was very observant in high school. 8th grade is still the same in Australia. It's when you're 13. I think you're 12 turning 13. In my case, in high school, it was my very first year of high school. So primary school was years 1 to 7 and then high school was 8 to 12. So I only did 5 years of senior, which is senior, like primary, secondary. 8th grade for me, it was before braces. I tried to wipe out every memory of me before braces. I had short hair as well. Do you remember like in the late 90s, early 2000s, that look where it was like, I think it was like a middle or a side part and it went like that and it was longer down there but shorter at the back. Yeah, I thought that would be a good idea. I met some good friends. I went to a private all-girls school. Everyone knows, if you know me at all, you know that I don't like that. Didn't like that. Yeah, no, 8th grade can, but I want to watch the movie. So thank you for reminding me that that's something that I have to do with the spare time that I have. Spare time.
You're trying to do a long week. You're trying to go, no, that's a blink. Well, you just did.
Not winking. Trying to. Adam Talos. If you were dropped into the wizarding world of Harry Potter as a kid set to Harry's time, what do you think your life would be like? Would you come from a wizarding family or mudblood? Hey, that's a derogatory term. You just mean non-magical wizard family. Oh, it's okay. We're all about learning and educating about fictional words, but you know what I mean. The sentiment's the same. What house would you honestly get? I know what you're doing there. How would you fit into Harry's story arc, if at all? Favorite class, wizarding profession, etc. So let's say I am in Harry's year in class, I think is what was going on. I have a confession to make. I'm so adamant that I would be Gryffindor, and I really do believe that I am Gryffindor more and more and more. I'm Gryffindor to the core. Say it with me. Gryffindor to the core. I'm Gryffindor to the core. Yeah, one time I got Slytherin, but you know what? That ambition side maybe got to me, and I'm not cunning in a way that I'm malicious. I really, really reflected on that, and I was like, I think a Slytherin would be willing to step on someone to get ahead, and I'm not, and I never have been. I'm the person that would pick them up and bring them along with me, which is why I thought I was Gryffindor. But then again, like, Ravenclaw is like witty and intelligent and book nerds. I think I'm more Ravenclaw than I give myself the credit for. Was grammatically correct. See, I care if that sentence is grammatically correct. That's something that a Ravenclaw would do. So now I'm all over the place. So say I get, selected in Gryffindor or Ravenclaw, I reckon I'm going for, wait, there's a little bit of an age gap. What is he, like 2 or 3 years older? 3 years older? Yeah, I'm going for Oliver Wood, for sure. Quidditch team captain with eyes like that, I'm in. He's a little obsessive with sport, and frankly, I don't really partake in the conversations around sport, so maybe we would have nothing in common. But I have a feeling Hermione and I wouldn't necessarily get along well, but Ron and I would be like best buds. And I'd be like, why the hell are you hanging out with her? What do you see in her? And he'd be like, I'm secretly in love with her, but you won't find out about that until book 5 or something. And I'm like, oh yeah, no worries. Book 4 maybe even. See how we go. Baxorn has a question. Live action Aquaman or live action Teen Titans? Which do you think will fare better? I mean, there's a personal and there's what I actually think will happen. The real reason why I think Aquaman's going to do better is because more people are familiar with Jason Momoa and DC as a movie franchise. It's like if you've seen Justice League, then you'll know about this. I don't think as bigger audience knows about Teen Titans, even though it's been going on for quite some time, because it's only ever really been in like a cartoon formation or animated formation. We've never seen Aquaman before, which is, great too. I just think that the movie that has the bigger budget and the more mainstream push is going to be the one that people see. I'm excited about Teen Titans because I really liked the show and it's just interesting to see how it will go. I also think maybe there's a bit too much CGI in Aquaman, which was always going to be the case, and I had a huge crush on Patrick Wilson until I saw him like this. But am I going to watch it? You bet I am. I'm supporting James Wan because I believe he's a great director. He's brilliant, and he's also Aussie. Hell yeah. Ollie Mawson, do you ever find it difficult living the pun life? Has there ever been a random person or celebrity that you met who's really hated you for making them? What did they say, and what did you do? Do you have any favourite puns? Sometimes the best ones are the ones that happen pun intentionally. Zing zing, hua hua hoo, love it. Yeah, look, I think the rise of the puns really only happened a couple of years ago, and I was making them before that. It was met with groans all the time. It was like, oh my God, like, are you that ridiculous? Are you that into dad jokes, which is what they were called? And I was like, you just don't understand, and that's fine. But yeah, more often than not, it was not met well. And then it kind of became cool in a way to have that wit. Have a celebrity hated it? Yeah. Remember when I interviewed Steve Carell? Cut to a clip. I want to know, what is it about this character that really grew on you?
I see. I can't.
Don't like puns?
I can't respond to that. No, it's not gonna work.
Really? Grew?
What grew on me?
Noticed. It was great.
Yeah.
It was groovy.
Oh man! Wow!
I don't know how it
You're
happened.
horrible. You're despicable.
He didn't like it at all. He rolled his eyes and laughed at me. And what does that do? It gives me goddamn energy. It gives me life. Honestly, the bigger the eye roll that goes into the head, the more I like grow. That's probably why I'm so tall. I feed off people's like exhaustion with my humor. Last two questions happening here. We've got one from Very Thorny. Yeah, I've recently been working 50-hour weeks to meet a deadline. Oh, it's been 2 weeks and it's still going for next week. You've been traveling a lot lately for interviews and working on Geek Bomb, New Rockstar, and Alpha. What do you do to get fully rested and unwind with that constant amount of work? I do often have like a work week where I exercise in the morning just so I can kind of get my brain and body going, and then I'll work like 11 till 7. But I swear to God, as soon as that sun sets or as soon as it's like around the 7 o'clock mark, I stop. My brain's like, enough. And I don't even have plans after that usually. Like my nights are my time to just unwind. So my social life has taken a huge hit because I'm not really doing things at nighttime. I like to binge watch series or play video games. I'm always playing Overwatch. I'm playing Shadow of War, and I played that a lot. And I get stuck into Skyrim as well. This week was a more gaming week for me, but I will go months at a time without doing it when I get busy. So I guess someone recently said there's like a triangle, right? And on this triangle, there's social life, relationships, and career. And they're like, choose two. Because realistically, you can only put enough of your life and time successfully into elevating 2 of those. And if you spread it across 3, then you become a plate spinner like me, with all my career stuff. But I think career takes up so much of my triangle that all the other things do take a bit of a hit. And when I get in relationships, I get into a little bit of a love bubble where I don't really talk to my friends as much because I do want to spend time with this person because I care about them. And yeah, that's the little spare time that I have. It's kind of all consumed by that. So yeah, switching off at night. Actually, good luck with it all, really. What are we all doing? If you're not miserable, you're doing a good job, I say. So keep up that good work. And good luck with your deadline too. Last question is from James Barentine IV. I really like hearing about movies, which you already talk about, but what about mentioning music that has crossed your path and mind lately? I used to be so into the music scene. Back home, there's a radio station called Triple J, so I would constantly be learning about new artists. I'd be hearing interviews with them. I'd be like really on the watch for albums when albums were being released. But I really do think that with like the MP3 format and with things like Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon Music, that has really kind of changed my listening capabilities and how I consume music. I really like curated playlists. I'm in a place in my life where I like to be told what to do so I don't have to put even more time and energy into something else. So with Spotify, like I create and add songs that I really, really enjoy to like one of my playlists called Tunes, if you want to check that out. I think it's public on Spotify. But then, yeah, like your daily mixes. Here are some radar recommendations. So these are the new releases. Here's Discovery. We see your music tastes and we think you might like these. That for me is great. I constantly am listening to music. I have an Echo Dot in my room so I can first thing in the morning say, Alexa, play Spotify.
So, Alexa, dim lights, 30%.
Hey!
Alexa!
Alexa!
Alexa! Kylo!
And I've noticed because of that, I'm not really looking at live music as much. Like I used to go to a gig a week back in Australia. I was constantly looking at the gig guides and seeing what bands were playing and super excited about that. And now I rarely go and it breaks my heart. But yep, social life, gone. That's all the questions that I have. I'm going to be doing way more of these. The hashtag More Maude is still going. There's questions there that are probably still relevant from 2016. So I'm going to get back involved with that. I hope that answered your question, if you had a question. I realized that it's some of these talking about business and work and like my life balance has given you a little bit of an insight into what it's like to be me. I am okay, I am fine. It's just, I think I do take on a lot, and when you take on a lot, you actually put really high expectations on yourself, and when you don't meet those expectations, you feel like you could be letting people down, and that's where I'm at. Like I am doing a lot. I kind of break down, even within the career side of things, just what goes into the hosting side, the social endorsement side. Thank goodness I have that because that's what how I eat, so yay. The Geek Bomb side and WHUT, and like how much, like each of those is a full-time job each. So I'm only really giving 25 to 30% to all of those. And that's, I'm working it out. And I've learned to ask for help, which is really great as well. But I did want to take a little bit of time to have a chat with you. And Patreon, you are fantastic. You are the reason why Geek Bomb has legs and keeps going. Every bit of content that we're putting out there, like with the team, I'm making sure that you're paying them, you're making sure that they're getting money for their hard work. And yeah, we're building this amazing company. And hopefully it'll turn into a production company one day. Currently we have new members, and keep it checked onto the Twitter and Instagram and everything, because we've got, new peeps at Geek Bomb who are exceptional. They are like incredible producers and writers and hosts, and I can't wait for you to see what we have been coming up with. So yeah, I guess Geek Bomb is like a production company. It all fits in this production house in a way. But I mean, the last 6 years of Geek Bomb has been a content creation, written content, video content, YouTube content. If I say content one more time, I could fall over. So I won't. I'm like a plate spinner. You know those people that have all the sticks going up and they balance the plate and they spin them and all the plates are spinning? That's my life. And everything I spin, it's like friendships and Geek Bomb, hosting, VO stuff, all of that, they're just spinning. And I'll spin one and focus a lot of time on it and it's going really, really well. And then I'm like, great, that's looking good. What about the next thing? And all these other plates are wobbling because they haven't had much love, and so I'm frantically trying to work on those. And by the time I get through all of that, I look back and this plate's wobbling, about to fall as well. That's my life. Think about it. Something's got to break. A plate can break. I'm good. I'm good. Am I saying that, or am I telling myself? I'm good. You wanted more Maude, here it is. Anyway, so much that I want to do, and I'm the kind of person where it's like, probably shouldn't, but I just want to see if I can. Oh, I am. I'm doing it. All right, I guess I better see this through. Okay, let's make it work. Let's figure it out. Like the fact that the next thing that we're doing on Geek Bomb will be Fungins and Flagons, and there's going to be some news on the Patreon about that, because I, speaking of asking for help, want to get a team of creative consultants, where we can all pitch and add to the campaign together to make it the best one yet. Like I said, I set myself expectations, and I do want this show to get bigger and better every year. And because this is technically my 4th season that I've done it, I want to like think outside what I can do, and yeah, get that happening too. All right, That's it. That's your Ask Maude, hashtag more Maude. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube because apparently it is literally unscribing people by the thousands. People that have not pressed that unsubscribe button, it's happening. So maybe you're not even watching this because you have been unsubscribed, but like Ryan Faroki, our designer for WHUT, checked and he had been unsubscribed and he was like, what the hell? And I'm like, I don't know. So tell your friend if they were subscribed to Geek Bomb to check that as well, because I'm about to slip under 100,000 and I'm not giving my silver play button back. Cool. Anyway, more questions will be had, more videos will be had. Always appreciate feedback and recommendations down the bottom too. Hope you have an amazing day. The bomb has been dropped. Mwah.